Hello and welcome back. We are here now after a bit of a break with our second round here in Swimmer Sync, week 225. I am Rose, joined by Frostix yet again, and we're going to be looking at Pikmin Gang versus Primordial.
Pikmin Gang sporting Spara, Yoshi's, Rudy, and Hiro, and Primordial with Spider-Cat, Dees, and Fear. We Are the Champions has been subbed out for this one. We know this now thanks to the beautiful new Sendo, to the new shiny coat of paint that Sendo.Inc. has received yet again. And funnily enough, this set took a little bit of time to complete that we almost contemplated streaming round 3 first. But we managed to we did make it in time to see round 2, and we're starting things off with ship-shape zones.
Ship-shape zones will be an interesting one. It's not a small zone. It's got a little bit of overhang from the wings on both sides. Retake can be quite obnoxious. Like, this can be a very, very lockout heavy map.
Yes. Ship shape is just, I think, the poster child of being locked out within Splatoon 3. Basically, it really just boils down to getting a really strong hold onto zone and then taking a lot of good positions forward. Like, just in court, on the grates, in the pit, if you have that kind of AoE. If you can pull that off, you can get that lockout started.
And Pikmin Gang is a pickup of several competitive Splatoon players from France. So I think you might be a little bit more clued into the European scene than I am, Frostix.
Think a little. I do see a lot of Ink Souls Maria, and that is Yoshi's team on Pikmin Gang. But we're going to be starting off the set hot. Welcome to Ship-Shape Cargo Co. Who will be locked out? Will a lockout even happen? Pikmin Gang bringing out some pretty traditional comps here, and we're also seeing another pretty traditional comp, at least like from today's standards, on Primordial. They're running the backline leader, and they have Dropaholic on the Zap.
Yes, both teams, of course, having the Tacticooler here. It's just that the Tacticooler is on a backline for Pikmin Gang, whereas we might have some very scrappy end-zap action coming out from Primordial. I find it really interesting where we have the Snipe Rider set up right now starting to rotate around to pick off people on that left side. That is already 2 members down on Primordial, but 2 also going down on Pikmin Gang. We've got our blasters just staring at each other, but with that triple slash down, that is just going to be one after the other. They are quite literally throwing hands at each other.
Yes, they are, and it's this triple splashdown from Kitty on Primordial, which will seal the deal and keep them on the countdown. That being said, Pikmin Gang has triple ink strikes ready to roll, but it looks like they're already starting to get locked out a tad bit. Here come the strikes now from Yoshi's here. This won't put the zone to neutral, but 3 members of Primordial have gone down, and the rest of Pikmin Gang are mobilizing. They have a set of splashdowns ready to strike, and they are probably getting geared up for the rest of their specials now.
Yeah, not dying to that bomb thrown onto the zone, but they are going to lose their blaster here. And those strikes that you mentioned are coming out now. They're not going to cap the zone, but they did manage to open up space a little bit. I would say this is still really, really strongly held down by Pikmin Gang right here. Looking to get a flank going or just start picking some people off here. Is going to find themselves in a 1v2 or 3, but does take one down. And still managing to stay alive after that. But look at those points ticking down faster than 1 per second here, down to 23. It is a neutral right now. Is on there with, we've got the T-Tac. That blaster's gonna need some help to paint that zone though, because that is not gonna be enough. And see, still losing their painter here. The points are still going down. And I don't know, this could be ripe for the taking for Pikmin Gang.
Yeah, they just have a lot of space here. They are losing the blaster, but they do have 3 members in. And here comes the splashdown from the custom blaster. It will put the zone into neutral. Primordial are able to flip the zone right in the nick of time, able to apply the penalty right when they needed to. And they take out the blaster in the pits here. We're seeing, can he regain the strikes? Here comes the wave breaker from the leader. That's a really nice spot to put that wave breaker in, but unfortunately, they are getting dropped by the Snipe Rider as the rest of Pikmin Gang continue to mobilize. The shot's gone down, the bucket's gone down, the zap map has gone down on Primordial. The strikes come out from Kitty, and the blaster is ledging their heart out, able to get rid of the pencil here. That splashdown won't put the zone into neutral just yet, but here comes now the Zuka from Pikmin Gang, as well as the Tri-Strikes, retaking the zone in their favor.
Oh man, this looks like such a good setup for Primordial. Losing it there is gotta feel rough. So long as they keep numbers up here and don't take too many solo fights here, like we're gonna see that blaster going down here. That is an advantage for Pikmin Gang. Currently a 2v2 situation, but you've been seeing their pencil's been setting up in such great spots to hold. They're gonna start moving over to that left side. They've already got eyes on several people. The marks also being very, very helpful, knowing where to look. Again, going in, trying to get some flanks, but it's not going to pan out for them. We are almost through the penalty points for Pikmin Gang, but that's still just in time, managing Dropaholic to put down enough paint to flip this back over. And now, that was 3 people down on Pikmin Gang. So much space for Primordial to take with. Getting that pick on that splatter shot gonna be huge, but Yoshi coming in, getting a pick there. I don't. This is anybody's game at this point.
Yeah, but that being said, it is 1 minute left here, and Primordial still have to work through around 20 penalty points if they want to start counting down, and already they go 2 members down, the leader as well as the blaster, as Pikmin Gang have mobilized once again, and we're seeing the shots on Pikmin Gang, a remnant of Topi-To propaganda for those who watched the paddling pool earlier, and they have their bazooka ready to rip here. They're already taking some shots onto the blaster. They're going down, consistently ensuring that Primordial is 2 or 3 members down. That's a very sound strat for Pikmin Gang. There's going to be 30 seconds left on the clock, and Pikmin Gang already has a set of GG strikes ready to go here. But here come a set of strikes now from Primordial. The splashdown comes out from the blaster on Pikmin Gang, and the rest of Primordial are starting to mobilize now that they've gotten the pick on the pencil as well as the shot. The strikes come out from the bucket Yoshis, but once again, Primordial are able to flip it right before they can knock out Rose.
That was so close, and assuming that Primordial manages to maintain control of the zone, we will be entering overtime here in just a few seconds. Dropaholic does get a pick. They need to make sure that they have eyes on zone to make sure they keep the paint here. But look, that is a wipeout. An amazing time to get that wipeout. Those points are going down so fast. They have to get a knockout. The cooler is out for Primordial. The members of Pikmin Gang want to come in. The strikes are coming out. They're being thrown. That is neutralized. The splashdown. That is down to 0. Primordial takes it in the end.
Oh, action! Just so much action from start to finish here. It seemed like Pikmin Gang had that as soon as they threw out the strikes, but Primordial brings out the splashdown to neutralize any kind of paint that the triple ink strikes have in store. That's a very decisive game 1.
Yeah, that was hairy at the end on the side of Primordial. Those strikes coming out, and then with just special after special. But yeah, when you're Pikmin Gang in that situation, it looked like they had such a strong hold over a lot of that game. All they really needed to do to win that was to make sure that they kept their numbers up, to make sure that they had enough people alive to stall out control of that zone. And even if they lose control of zone momentarily, even if it gets capped by Primordial, just knowing that, yeah, we have a lead here. We just need to make sure that we have strong positions and we don't go down here. But that wipeout on them really spelled, such a disaster. They had to commit everything to getting back in.
Yeah, and even when they, it looks like they had the methods to reflip that zone once again here, Primordial had the answer, and because they just had a lot of good momentum here, they kept probably their flow state. They already had a lot of good positioning from the last fight as well, and they were probably still on some kind of cooler buff from Dropaholic. They were just able to outmaneuver that entire messy overtime and take that reverse sweep. So that's game 1. Game 2 is going to be happening on Museum D'Alfonsino Clan Blitz.
Probably a fairly nice stage for both of these teams, having some really long-range chargers for both of them. I'm not sure if the pencil's going to switch to leader, or if they're both going to stick with what they have, the pencil for Pikmin Gang, the leader for Primordial. But wow, what a charger's just fun time to play on this map.
Definitely so. The sight lines here, obviously you see a lot of pencil, but I think the sight lines are also a little bit more leader friendly. I've seen some leader on this map in the past, so I think that could be coming out from Era on Primordial. Let's see what is in store from Pikmin Gang. The same stuff, and on Primordial, we're seeing the debut of Frozen.
It's got a strong special. This is the only shooter in Splatoon 3 that's got Tentamissiles.
It seems that they've learned what went down back in I don't know, Prime 2019 with K-Shot.
No Kent splatter shot here.
Yeah, no K-Shot. We have Frozen in the big 2-6, and already here come the missiles. The shot has already gone down on Pikmin Gang as the rest of Primordial are starting to charge through mid. They're receiving some resistance fire from Pikmin Gang here, alongside they're just trying to take, or at least contest the ramp here. The shot has gone down, the zap has gone down, now the blaster's going down, and Aw is on an onslaught, getting rid of Yoshi's here, and Kitty's almost at a power clam, and they're already taking a lot of good positioning right now.
Yeah, at this point, we're not even a minute into the game. They don't need to score just yet. I think it's good to make sure that they're shoring up their resources to get a really good push when they go in, so they don't just throw in a power clam and then don't get anything else out of it. They are going to lose that power clam, though, unless Dropaholic can save this. That's in a really sticky situation. They do go down for it, but so does the Slosher. Oz trying to keep this alive. At this point, I'm wondering, is it even worth keeping this power clam alive, making sure that we want to keep members alive? But Kitty is starting to set up here, and Pikmin Gang being down their pencil means that Primordial doesn't have to worry about those sight lines quite as much. They are going to start pushing in off of this. They are down one member, though, and still back and forth and back and forth. Nobody really able to get much of a push going at this point.
I feel like there was a window of opportunity that Primordial could have made, but I think that window closed a little bit too soon for them. And now they're back into this neutral state here. We're seeing the shot fire off their Zuka here. And we're seeing the splashdown come out, getting rid of Aw. And I think Pikmin Gang, they're starting to realize that this is now their opportunity to start going in, taking mid, taking ramp as well, as we're seeing with the shot, but the shot getting punished, overextending. Same thing with the blaster, but they're still thriving. They're able to Dropaholic before getting traded off by them as well. Oz also trying to move in, accompanied by these missiles from Kitty. And are we halfway through this match, Rose? No one scored.
Yeah, you might be mistaken that we might be playing deathmatch. We've had a lot of kills coming out, a lot of trades happening, but it hasn't been translating into anything on the objective. However, Hero getting a really nice direct there. A second one moving in is in Flow Aura. And still trying to push forward. You can tell that, wants the rest of the team to move in. But at this window of opportunity, I don't think it's fully shut, but it is not wide open like it could have been. Yoshi's not able to push in too much with that power clam now. And also losing the shot there means that they're going to have to start backing up, except the blaster Hero coming in to the save, taking out Dropaholic here. This could be a good chance to get scored in, but no. Again, the Charger able to keep this going. Taupe is going to try to at least throw that in, does manage to get it, but the rest of the team is gone. That means that is a one and done throw, and Primordial is moving in fast.
Yes, that they are. We're already seeing Kitty move in. They've already gotten rid of Yoshi's. Same thing with Hero as well. It's a 2v2 scenario with Dropaholic and Era being alive on Primordial. We're seeing the leader already rally the rest of Primordial to the mid spinner. They're trying to find their moment. They need to find their opportunity in, and Dropaholic is in a bit of a pickle. They're able to move in and out of the plat spinner very effectively. But Pikmin Gang has a Zuka ready to rip here, but Primordial has the missile. They also have the wave breaker, and Dropaholic is now moving in here alone for that matter, and they're unfortunately going down. The leader is able to get the clam in. They just need one more clam if they want to get the lead here, and I think Kitty's moving in. Here comes All with more. Here comes the splashdown. It will not claim any targets. This basket is still open. Dropaholic is now going to throw in one more to put the lead at 68. Will this pity clam be thrown in? Probably not, at least to just keep that power clam alive. They set the score, they set the lead now at 68 with 45 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, it's not going to take too much to overtake that lead. At this point, Primordial is going to want to make sure that they're holding very strong positions in the final 30 seconds to come. You already see Hero from Pikmin game wants to start moving in with the rest of the team, start getting some picks in. They're trying to do so, but Dropaholic is going to take away their teammate. Hero just barely hanging alive. Oz going to take out the splatter shot. The triple splash zone going to come out, but no, Hero is just barely all alone trying to stay alive. This is a bad spot to be in, and yet getting a pick there, but still, that was a lot of time spent on that, and Pikmin Gang was not able to take in a ton of space here, but they don't need too much to work with. They just need to not die here. Hey, but as I say that, they go down.
Overtime has begun, but that power clam is fading fast here. Yoshi's is trying to dive for it. And that, unfortunately, is the end of that game. Primordial, after just a very long while of no one scoring, Primordial takes the game in the set 2-0.
That was a low-scoring clams game.
Man, yeah. Like, half of the match went by, and it was a dead heat neutral, basically. And then, I think, past that point here, we had just, like, little scores, and then maybe a kind of big score from Primordial, and then Pikmin Gang really trying to claw their way out here. You had Hero thriving and surviving in the bottom, the top left pit here, trying to at least hold the space when they're the last one left. But you get outnumbered, and you go down, and it's unfortunate. And now, that's round 2, all said and done.